Hi guys, Ryan here. So today I have a Bleach Manga collection video for the year of 2023. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So we have my Dasen Ichigo model figure that's posable and articulated and stuff. And he comes with like hollow masks that vary from like having his half face be hollow mask and then his full face be having a hollow mask. But yeah, if you notice, I have two volume ones, and that's because there is a 20th anniversary edition and then the regular edition. So yeah, you can get both of these. They're available in different places like Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Some of my favorite places to shop. And yeah, Bleach has been around for over 20 years now. It's awesome, and I would highly recommend giving it a try if you haven't yet. But this video will have spoilers in it, so just putting that out there. Alright, so basically how this story starts off is there's this Soul Reaper named Rukia Kuchiki who tries to save Ichigo's family, but she gets injured in battle. She lends her powers temporarily to Ichigo to defeat the Hollow that's attacking his family, that's after him because of his high spirit energy levels. So yeah, that happens. And then Rukia, kind of like, so basically, these are really nice. I love the red and the white. She goes to Ichigo's school and she like pretends like she's a student, and then her and Ichigo team up. And at first, Ichigo doesn't want to team up. He doesn't want to fight Hollows for strangers. But then Ichigo and Rukia team up, and Rukia tracks the Hollows, and Ichigo fights them and takes care of them. So yeah, at this point in time, Rukia's powers have not returned, and she's stuck in a Gigai, which is like basically what it's like to be a human, compared to being a Soul Reaper with special powers and whatnot. But you can see her in the school outfit here with volume 2. And the world of Bleach is very dangerous, but it also has great characters, which fleshes out the powers and the characters with those powers, with like different forms of like Soul Reapers with the powers of Bankai, which is basically different levels of power abilities for their swords. But anyways, we have Ichigo and all of his classmates and Rukia. And yeah, so next up we have is a volume with Orihime, and she likes Ichigo, and her powers get activated because of Ichigo's powers. Her and Chad, their powers come through. She has healing and attacking powers, but mainly healing powers. So yeah. But she has like amazing healing powers, some of the best, if not the best. Alright, then we got Uru, a Quincy who's enemies with the Soul Reapers and doesn't like Ichigo, but they team up with Orihime, Chad, and so Rukia gets taken by Renji and Byakuya, her older brother, and she gets taken to the Soul Society, where she's going to be executed for what she did on Earth of protecting Ichigo and lending her powers to him. So yeah, it's interesting with Ichigo and Uru because they have different points of view, but they team up to save Rukia and hopefully save her in time before she gets executed. And yeah, we have the same artwork there that's on the 20th anniversary volume 1. But before that happens, before they go to the Soul Society, Uru challenges Ichigo to a hollow fighting contest. And this Menos Grande shows up, which is like a ridiculously overpowered hollow. And Ichigo takes it down in one strike and it retreats. And then after that, the Soul Society is they basically hear about that, and then they go look for Rukia because she's been missing for so long and hasn't returned to the Soul Society. So we have Volume 5 with Chad. He's really cool. When his powers come through, it's really dope. He has like this really cool battle armor on one of his arms, and he can punch hollows and whatnot. And before he could see hollows, he would just use his brute strength to fight the hollows without even seeing them. Like Rukia would tell him where it was, and then he'd punch it and then beat up the hollow, essentially. So yeah, Volume 6 with Hat and Clogs, or Kisuke, one of the previous captains in the Soul Society. So yeah, he trains with Ichigo for 10 days. And Ichigo gets cut down by Rukia's brother. And so that happens, but then he saves Ichigo and mends him. And then they train. And then everybody trains, or Hime, Chad, Uru, Ichigo, and then they enter the Soul Society. But they aren't at the point where the Soul Reapers are. They have to kind of get through this giant door that's being guarded by this really tough giant. So yeah, it's Volume 6. There's the back with Ichigo and his friends and Kon, Tatsuki, and more characters. Then we get Volume 7 with Rukia's older brother, Byakuya, and he doesn't help Rukia out, but there isn't much that he can do at this point from getting her executed. But as like an older brother, you'd think he'd want to stop that from happening. So yeah, we have a bunch of Ichigo and his friends all trying to save Rukia. And yeah, Ichigo has to learn the name of his sword, Zangetsu. And yeah, that's what Zangetsu looks like inside of Ichigo. So with his whole world of his sword and all that power and stuff. And this cover looks like it's upside down when it's right side up. Kind of cool. We have Ichigo kind of like wearing a baseball kind of outfit. Alright, and then we got Volume 9. And yeah, I bookmarked a few things here. So yeah, there is Ichigo taking down the guard. Here is Gin Ichimaru using his sword that like projects and like goes really far. So you can really feel the speed of that. And we have this girl who is like a fireworks specialist. And so yeah, they basically shoot Ichigo and all his friends into the sky from a cannonball, where they're like using their spiritual powers to keep it level. And yeah, so Ganju is her brother, and Ichigo and Ganju kind of butt heads at the start. And then we have the artwork here for the front cover of the first manga box set. Alright, and then we got Volume 10. So yeah, we got Ganju there, and when they try to break into the Soul Society through the air, Orihime, Uru, Chad, Ichigo, and Yoroichi all get separated, and they have to fight different captains and whatnot, and to try and save Rukia. Alright, and then we got Volume 11 with Renji Abarai, and I have a figure pre-ordered for him and Ichigo. It's done by SH Figure Arts, where you can get it on Amazon or the Big Bad Toystore.com. Those are good places to get it. So yeah, I'll be making some stop motion videos with those once they arrive. But there's a whole plot devised by Aizen. You have Ichigo, Ganju, the Squad 4 Healer, and Rukia. But it's Aizen's plan to steal the execution weapon because it's insanely powerful, and he's the one who plotted with Gin Ichimaru and others that went rogue, and they basically set up everything to make it so that Rukia would get executed, but you know, Ichigo has to stop that from happening, basically. And it's pretty not cool, I'd say, what Aizen does to Momo and her and all her emotions. She thinks her captain died when he fakes his own death and whatnot. So yeah, we have volume 13 with Kenpachi, who wears an eye mask that kind of like constrains his Soul Reaper powers because he likes to fight, and if he's too overpowered, it's not fun for him. So he fights. Ichigo fights Renji, which is very emotional because Renji's best friend with Rukia, so is Ichigo, but Renji has to follow orders. And then the fight with Kenpachi is amazing because he gets Kenpachi to take off the bandana, the eye patch, I mean, and the fight is pretty crazy. So we have the Squad 4 Healer, which is actually helping Ichigo and Ganju and all of them, and he gets mixed in with it with volume 14. So we have the different Soul Reapers and some of the captains and whatnot right there. And then, yeah, things get interesting because Momo gets really mad. She thinks Toshiro killed Aizen when he really didn't. So we have the character in the shadows there, which is very cool, who is under Gin Ichimaru. So yeah, things definitely get interesting, to say the least. So we have volume 16 with Toshiro. It's one of my favorite covers. I love the artwork for Bleach. It's so good. You have all the captains on the back. Rangiko and Toshiro are a great duo of characters. You have Yoroichi, who can transform into a cat, but she's actually a Soul Reaper. Used to be part of like I believe it was like the Special Force, and she had this assistant that defended her, but then Yorichi left, and she felt betrayed. So yeah. And then we got volume 19 of Bleach with Ichigo, and you can see his Bankai power ability with the same sword. So, yep. It's interesting how like Ichigo's his sword, his first sword, basically is like really big, and then his Bankai sword is really tiny, but super deadly. But both very deadly. So yeah. But Ichigo fights against the odds. And we have kind of a creepy cover with Gin Ichimaru with volume 20. But yeah. Ichigo shows up in time, and he trains with Yorichi because he gets, injured and whatnot again from doing all these fights. And yeah, so this is the last volume of the very first box set for Bleach. So that'll be part 1 of the 3 manga box sets for Bleach. And this will be my updated 2023 manga collection for Bleach. So we have the visors here, and this happens after Ichigo saves Rukia, and they realize who the real villains are and whatnot. So yeah, there's going to be an action figure for Byakuya that looks really cool in the 1000 Blood Year War Arc design. So yeah, that's neat. Definitely want to get that when it comes out. And this kind of looks cool. It's like Men in Black with the black suit and tie and sunglasses and whatnot. Very cool. But there's like so many interesting things happening all at once during the Soul Society arc in Bleach. And the Kurakura town is good, but the which leads into the Soul Society arc of saving Rukia, and that is fantastic. So yeah, I love Bleach. It's so much fun to read, and I can't wait to finish reading it. So yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe, and until next time, peace out.